Star Wars is finally out! Yay! The Force Awakens. Star Wars Episode 7 was directed by J.J. Abrams. It's had so much hype about it for 2 years, and now it is finally out. So guys, this is my spoiler-free review, so if you have not seen the movie, this is the place to go. So when I first sat down, I kind of wondered what the beginning opening scene was going to look like. So usually it starts out with the Fox logo, then the Lucasfilm logo, then the movie starts. And this time I was kind of curious to see if the Disney logo was going to be the first thing that we saw, but it actually wasn't. So I hope that's not too big of a spoiler. Then we finally see that line a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and I just got chills. I was like, this is real! Okay. And then the opening crawl happened, and I'm not gonna lie, almost shed a tear right then, but it was just so beautiful. It was understandable, simple, and it really explained what happened the past 30 years. Right from the get-go, the scenes in space were framed just like they would have been filmed 30 years ago. But then it would blend in more new shots with the old shots, which really gave it a cool mix. So let's talk about some of the characters that we know in the movie, because we know that's not a spoiler. So Han Solo did a fantastic job. It didn't look like Harrison Ford was just trying to portray an older version of Han Solo. I literally thought I was seeing Han Solo as if he were aged and had all this experience behind him. And his relationship with Chewbacca was hilarious, and everything that we expected and wanted to see in their relationship. When I watched the trailers, I was a little bit skeptical about the character Rey. Daisy Ridley never acted in any feature film before, and now she was about to embark on acting in the biggest movie phenomenon of all time, so a little risky. Did she deliver? Oh yeah, big time. I mean, she stole the show. She's like my idol now. She really led the movie, and you ended up really caring about her character. It was the absolute perfect person to take on the mantle of Star Wars, and that's a big responsibility. Finn was another one of my favorite characters. He and Rey just had so much chemistry, and it worked so well for the screen. And he was hilarious and believable, because he would say stuff that a real person would say in situations that he was in. He also had such a great chemistry with Harrison Ford and Rey, and even Chewbacca. Kylo Ren was also very intense. He had a little bit more to him than your typical one-dimensional villain. That was very fun to watch, actually. Poe Dameron was also a very neat character. Probably one of the most likable people I've ever seen on screen. He was a very good pilot, and he knew it. But he wasn't super cocky and annoying, and he just left me wanting to see more of him and his character. And then there was the droid BB-8, and he was adorable and so lovable. Everybody you just could not love him. I want one. Leia was also very refreshing to see on screen. She had this wisdom about her that you could tell she gained from the past 30 years. I also wish I got to see a little more of her too. This is such a small complaint for a movie when your only complaint is you wish you could have seen more. It's probably a compliment for the director. Go JJ! And notice how in this review, all I'm talking about is the character, because that was a very center focus of this movie. With all these events in the background going on that aren't explained very well, the main focus is on those characters. It was kind of a refreshing take on the franchise when, you know, Lucas normally has spectacle over story. But since most of the story was being focused on the characters, there were other things that were left hanging. It's kind of like on Lost when all these mysteries are going around the characters and you're getting to know the characters, but the events around the characters aren't really explained. Yeah. That's all I can really explain about the story. But with all of that being said, my expectations were super high going into this movie. And movies rarely add up to my expectations. So with that being said, I'm going to give this movie an A. So an A is actually the highest rating I give a movie. So just so you know, I'm gonna be putting these videos out more often. They're actually gonna have their first Star Wars anthology story next December. So as we approach that new Star Wars movie, I'm going to be doing a countdown and reviewing the old Star Wars episodes 1 through 6. So if you like what you see, subscribe and comment below if you've seen it, or if you're excited, or both, and I will see you guys next time.